Y'all ready to blaze away or what?
Anna Williams and Nina Williams are a family of assassins from the Republic of Ireland. They've learned assassination arts from their father and Aikido from their mother. Over the years, the sisters' rivalry grew from petty nonsense to now in current Tekken where they're trying to kill each other. Around the time of Tekken 1, their father, on his deathbed, begged for them to make amends, but it was unsuccessful. The sisters' feud was just beginning, and this is the first of many tragedies that the Williams sisters will endure. During Tekken 2, Nina took on a job to assassinate Kazuya Mishima, but was unsuccessful because she let her beef with Anna, her sister, distract her. They were both captured by Kazuya and placed into cryo sleep where they underwent horrific experimentations. Players tend to think Anna willingly underwent cryo sleep to avoid aging older than Nina, but that's not actually what happened. Not anymore, at least. According to the source material, they both underwent horrible experiments at the hands of Kazuya's. For Nina Williams, her eggs was harvested at least once, which resulted in the creation of Steve Fox. But considering that the experiment went on for 15 years, she probably experienced much more than that. Now, as for what experiment under Williams went under is unknown, but this is the second tragedy they experienced, because they could have ended Kazuya's life in that instant and altered the entire story of Tekken if they listened to their father and made amends. But now their futures is dark and Kazuya is unshackled. He goes on to cause chaos and torment and destruction for so many characters within the Tekken universe. Now, the experiments went on for 15 years, and Nina Williams was awoken by Ogre who mind controlled her to find and kill Jin Kazama. Now, that didn't happen because Paul Phoenix and Jin Kazama got Ogre first, which freed Nina Williams of her mind control. As for Anna Williams, there is no official explanation of how she escaped the cryo sleep. However, when she did, she felt bad for her sister who was consumed by the age-old trope of amnesia. But I actually like Tekken's use of it here. In the past, we talked about how they used it in the story DLC for Tekken 8 with Heihachi, and they only made everything worse. From the retconning of his return to the idiotic logic of the Tekken Mishima monks, it was ridiculous. But for the Williams sisters, it worked. After failing to rekindle her relationship with Nina Williams, Anna Williams is described as having a dull and boring life. That was until a couple of years later where she did in fact receive a call from Nina Williams, and that call was to meet up. When they met up, Anna looked Nina Williams in the face, and at that moment she remembered. The amnesia gone. But before she could even react, Nina opened fired. Nina shot first. The battle is described as lasting for days, which sounds ridiculous at first. But when you think about real-world situations, there are instances where enemy snipers have standoff for days because whoever moves first is spotted and killed. When two highly trained warriors are battling, it's not about skill. Both are masters at their craft. So the game changes. Instead of it being about skill, it becomes about patience. Who can wait the longest for the other to make a mistake, and then that's when you capitalize. That is how battles pan out in the real world. So it would make sense that these two highly trained assassins would have a very long and methodical battle. Now they faced once more in Tekken 5, and Anna was bested by Nina. And she conceded. In the story, it says conceded in an embarrassing defeat to Nina. Now, before Anna could get her revenge, Nina joined Jin Kazama forces and started acting as his bodyguard and also assisting with demolition strikes across the world. Remember this, Nina is just as responsible for what happened to Miguel and all the others as Jin Kazama. Hearing that Nina Williams joined Team Jin, Anna went and joined Team Kazuya. The relationship between Jin and Nina is very different from the relationship between Kazuya and Anna. Jin Kazama was lost in Tekken 6 and he briefly became a villain. And Nina Williams was perfectly fine with helping Jin destroy the world. While Kazuya in Tekken 6 was operating as this counter to Jin Kazama. And if you pay attention to the story, in the eyes of the world, Kazuya was the good guy. He was stopping Jin from waging war, and Anna Williams aided him in doing that. But as we see in some uncanonical stories like the movie and also comics, Anna Williams and Kazuya Mishima have this sort of love-hate relationship with one another. At times, it seems like they're both using each other for their own gains, and at times it's hard to say what it is they are both trying to gain. Regardless, for Nina Williams and her sister Anna Williams, a united sisterhood is something I would have wanted to see, but things have fallen so far and it doesn't look like they will ever make amends. Their father's dying wish may never be fulfilled. After aiding in World War III, Nina continued to assist the Mishima Zaibatsu, which was led by Jin Kazama, who went missing after Tekken 6. Still working with the Mishima Zaibatsu, Nina Williams started to look for Jin Kazama, and suddenly Heihachi re-emerged and took control of the Mishima Zaibatsu. And instead of fleeing, Nina Williams helped Heihachi look for Jin Kazama, which led to her almost dying while fighting Lee, Lars, and Alyssa. After that, her role with the Mishima Zaibatsu was concluded, and she went back to being an assassin. As for Anna Williams, on the other hand, after the peak of World War III and Tekken 6, she retired from the life of war and was planning to get married to a member of Kazuya's forces. That was until the day of their wedding. Nina showed up and killed her fiancé, and also stole Anna Williams' wedding dress. This is the same wedding dress she wears in Tekken 7 and in Tekken 8. Something we didn't know at the time was that the man that Anna was about to marry was said to be a member of the Mafia, and Nina showing up to assassinate him was simply just his past coming back to haunt him. It being Nina killing him was purely a coincidence. But from Nina's perspective, she doesn't know about the double life her husband was living. From her perspective, Nina just showed up once again to ruin her life, to steal everything away from her and put her once again in this situation of revenge. And this is why in Tekken 8, we will get the most diabolical version of Anna Williams so far. Like The Godfather, Anna Williams tried to hang up the cape and live a life of peace. But she is now being pulled back into the fire. And from the teaser alone, Anna is sparing no cost to try to kill her sister once and for all. She is coming in chopper guns ablazing with a goal to enact revenge against her sister for committing a life of violence and humiliation against her. I view this story as a tragedy because these two sisters has the worst luck possible. They live in a reality where things went as wrongly as they possibly could. Their parents wanted better for them, but instead their entire lives have been aiming to kill each other while also being manipulated by the Mishimas. One day I hope they can find peace, but for now, revenge is what Anna is after, and greed is Nina's poison. Tekken truly delivers the worst case scenario for these two sisters.
Oops. I'm sorry.